Started when I was in year 4, so the UK system year 4. All my friends had left and I was left essentially without a friend. And I'd go around trying to make friends before. I'll be honest, I did not have social anxiety back then. I had a decent amount of social confidence. But as I was trying to go and make friends, I just appear more like a weird or a creep until in year 5 I'd eventually meet I'd actually make a friend, and then he's a brother to me now, so it's good times. And then from there on, we built this massive like community of brothers anyway, I'd like to consider. For you though, maybe you're struggling, maybe you're in my boat, you're struggling to make friends, maybe people like bully you and you want to be more social. Okay, you're not one of those people that like, oh, I just really hate people, they don't get me. Well, that's your problem. Everyone has their own uniqueness, right? I don't really have to be educating you on this anyway. But here's how you can make friends much easier. And this is what I've learned from books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, let's first analyze the reason why you probably have social anxiety. Now, probably what's going through your mind is before you want to try talk to somebody, even if you have that desire in you, you physically can't, because you probably fear rejection, or you fear that they will think you're weird, because that comes from a very, very low self-esteem and a low self-confidence. So that's one thing that you can work on, your own self-confidence. But let's talk more of this social anxiety, because we might think we're brilliant, but it's just something physically stops us from trying to go and talk to new people, and that's the fear of rejection. So the fear of rejection is something that has been ingrained in our brains. We haven't changed since like millions and millions of years ago. Our brains haven't really changed. So if you think back then with the tribal mentality people had, where being rejected was physically dangerous for humans, because if you're rejected by a tribe, you're then left without a tribe, you're left without your own like comfort and defense system, and it's you against those tigers or lions or whatever that you're dealing with in the forest about a million years ago. Our brains haven't changed since then, and our brains think that based on our like natural human instincts, being rejected is a dangerous thing, very, very dangerous thing. But times have changed now, and it's not really so dangerous to get rejected, but still when we do feel rejection, it's horrible. We feel embarrassed, we somewhat feel ashamed of ourselves. Instead of going, oh, okay, we're not compatible, we feel ashamed of ourselves. And you probably felt this too, and if you haven't been rejected before, then just keep trying. So how to get over your fear of rejection is to just do it. With 100 cold approaches, whether they're males or females, you'll get over the fear of rejection instantaneously. Quick tip that you can take away with you is, if a approach isn't that great, if someone doesn't match your energy, let's just say you're very energetic, you're like, hey, what's up? Did you do the homework? What's your name? For example, if it's a school setting. And they don't, they're like, yeah, they don't catch your vibe. Just be like, all right, we're not compatible. You don't have to say that out loud, obviously, but you just tell yourself that, okay, we're not compatible. That's it. There you go, approach done. And slowly enough, maybe about 100 approaches, 10 of those approaches, let's just say, you're going to make friends, and that's 10 new friends. Like, if you imagine 10 people in a room, they vibe with you. To some people that don't have the social anxiety, that might not seem a lot, but I know for those that do, 10 people is a lot. And that's amazing. If you can do 100 approaches, trust me, your fear of rejection will completely go away. It will completely go away, and you'll even be left wanting more. You'll actually reverse it. You'll actually be craving those social moments. You'll be craving the approaching, which is unbelievable. Okay, so now that we've talked about the fear of rejection, I do want to talk about what you say. Now, people always love this, like, okay, what words do I say? How do I say them? Stuff from like Charisma on Command, like say these 4 things or some. I'm not going to be teaching those. I'm not going to be teaching those to you essentially. But all I'm going to say is, based on the setting, you want to keep the conversation basic. You don't need to go too deep. You don't want to be like, oh, what's your fears? You don't want to be like that. But you want to keep the conversation light and basic. If it's a school setting, there's countless of things to talk about. Homework, if a teacher is horrible, anything. It will actually come to your mind as soon as like you think of, okay, so if I'm going to approach somebody, what am I going to say? It's going to pop into your mind 2 seconds. And if you haven't talked to them, then that's just the fear of rejection, which I've touched on before. So if someone's behind you, you can just be like, oh, hey, what's up, Brendan, it's been a long time, man. Did you do the homework? You know, it's super, super light, super basic. And it may not seem like much, but this will heavily, if you think about doing this 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, you will learn something called social intelligence. Now, this is a skill in which if you are social maybe 10,000 times, you'll be able to know exactly what to say based on someone's energy. It's all this like body language FBI shit that you kind of hear on YouTube. It is true. It's all just how high your social IQ is, and you can actually build that through practicing social intelligence. Like it's just from cold approaching, you can practice this stuff, and I've actually felt it. It's amazing. It's honestly amazing when you can just catch someone's vibe and just know exactly what to tell them. It's fantastic. For example, the best way for me to describe social intelligence is like ultra understanding. Ultra understanding. You catch someone's body language, you know exactly what to tell them, and then you're making hundreds and hundreds of friends, and even like those like brothers, those deep, deep sisters that you're having. You just get those. And that's from social intelligence. Now, if you think you can build a whole freaking group of people that you lead, not necessarily lead like you're like a dictator, but it's like they all revolve around you, like you're the sun and then they're orbiting around you. You know how powerful that is? That's amazing. Because then you'll be helping them people, and then they'll be looking up to you and you'll be inspiring them. That's leadership. And to think from where you start, from being socially anxious to not being able to talk to anyone, to being someone that everyone orbits around, is phenomenal. So this is exactly what it's going to take for you to go from awkward to completely social, like to be completely social with everyone in a setting, whether it's in a mall, whether it's in a school, whether it's on a goddamn football pitch, if you want to think about that. You can make friends anywhere. It's really not that hard. It's just that ancient, more primal thinking mindset that we have of that fear of rejection. And once you get rid of that, then you won't even need this video or any other social awkwardness videos. Don't let those videos overcomplicate things. Like the top words to say, don't even think about that, please. Don't. Just take my word for it. The fear of rejection, once you get over it with those hundreds and hundreds of cold approaches, my boy, you are going to be very social. You just need to trust the process and have hope. That's your main problem. It's not really the fear of rejection. The main problem is hope. You just need to make sure that you're giving yourself hope. Bro, you have hope. I have hope for you. I have 100 times hope for you. I've seen people change. Everyone can do this. Now, I don't want you to sit there and think like, oh, I can't. It's just my nose is weird, or you know, I have a stutter or something. Like, I understand those are difficult. I really do. I understand those are really, really terrible. But bro, you can do it. There's people out there. There's leaders, and a small group of people need you. A small group of people that are exactly like you somewhere around the world need you. Wow, this turned emotional. This turned into a motivational speech. They need you, bro. So get out there, do your 100. It's like do 100 push-ups, do 100 cold approaches, and soon enough, you'll be the guy that people orbit. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. I have a few videos up on my channel. if you sure want to watch those. And most importantly, since you and I think we catch a vibe, so why don't you click that subscribe button and comment down below what you think of this video, and I'll try my best to respond on those videos. Anyway, peace.